That's
All right.
Looks good.
It's looking good.
All right.
Let's see how it goes.
Big brain art.
Yeah, All right, welcome to Blunderbuss Podcast for the third time. This is our third time doing this.
That's the point of the podcast. Mistakes and blunders and fixing them.
Yes, welcome. This is Blunderbuss, episode 1, sort of.
Episode 1. My name's
technically
Vic Van Tran.
Vic Van Tran, and I'm Art Kai. You're going with Vic Van Tran. This is official.
I haven't decided yet.
This is your debut.
I got to grow into it.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
your Instagram is already Vic Van Tran.
That's true. Yeah.
So
yeah. But
I feel like
hearing
it's
out loud.
already. You have to grow into it literally right now.
And
or
your
else.
Instagram is Art Kai. We'll do our plugs at the beginning.
Well, it's Fart Kai with an F. And
Yeah.
buddy, I've grown into it since probably middle school when people started calling me that.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm a
I'm glad
farty
we
guy.
brought that up. You're a farty guy?
I'm a little farty guy. What does this podcast mean to you? What are you guys listening to? As episode 1 people, welcome to the pod. Victor, what do you conceptually think of this?
This podcast is about blunders and mistakes and exploring those and learning about ourselves.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Through our regrets.
Yes.
Yeah.
How we fucked up. Or like situations in which we felt like it was kind of fucked. Kind of a messed up circumstance or bad timing. And other people's mess ups too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a good mistake. We've recorded like 8 episodes over the last 3 months.
Yes.
And then we realized we never did like an introduction episode.
No, we just kind of jumped right into it.
Yeah.
And another mistake we made, the 3 out of those 8, the first 3 episodes, the quality of the mic kind of fucked.
Unusable.
Unusable. So here's the real first episode, which I think is good.
I think this is how most things should be made.
Sure.
There should be like an entire season of something, and
Right.
then you make the pilot, because
Right.
then you know what the
Right.
product is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like when you are doing like a medical procedure, it's like, oh, have you ever done this triple bypass surgery before? And it's like, yeah, the first 5 times don't count, but this is my first real one. And then you go in and they do it.
Yeah.
You know, like the first 5, just practice. You know.
So this is going to be the trajectory of this podcast. Is this episode? I'm pretty confident is going to be good.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be
So
a
we have
huge dip in
decline.
quality.
That's how that's how like
Yeah.
TV shows work too, right?
Oh, that's true too. Yeah.
But then, like the original vibe of the pod will come back.
Mm-hmm.
It just ebbs and flows forever.
Yeah. You're going to see a lot of dips in our confidence,
Yes.
in our experience.
And we're gonna run out of things to say,
Like
real
right
quick. Yeah, we're out of things to say. No, I feel like 8 episodes. This is the 9th episode technically of recording, but the first one released.
Yeah.
I think we have plenty of stuff to talk about. I was gonna say, I came in being like, this is gonna be hard. I don't really have like so many things in my life because my life's perfect, you know. Where I'm like, I'm gonna struggle finding things to talk about. But I feel like if I just focus on my week, I'll find something.
Yeah.
To like, even if it's like the smallest thing, I'll find something.
You'll
you know?
find something that you regret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just like feel bad about or feel weird about. Or like
Yeah.
someone messes up and I'm like, that's fucked.
That is really fun. It's like a
You know what I
reverse
mean?
meditation. You have to set
Right.
time out of your day to find
Right.
what made me feel bad.
Yeah.
Let's relive that.
Well, weren't we talking? Or maybe I was talking to someone who talked to you about it, who were just like, you were saying how it's funny now you have to pay attention to things that make you feel bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're supposed to sort of like just let those
Brush it
bounce
off.
off you
Yes,
and, let them roll off your shoulder. But now we're really tearing into them and dissecting them. And this is going to be bad for our mental health, probably.
No. Well, I was going to say, I get excited. I'm now like thinking of things and like I'm excited to bring it in.
Yeah.
To like really dissect it with my pal, Vic Van Tran.
Vic Van Tran,
Vic Van Tran.
whatever you want to call me. I'm pretty flexible. Yeah, I guess it does add levity to something that could eat away at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think is interesting. And also it's sort of therapeutic. That's how like therapy for me works. I just like bring something in that like bothers me.
Yeah? Well, that's good. I've never
week.
done therapy, so maybe
Really?
I'll just do this.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a professional, for sure.
I think starting a podcast is the first step to
Therapeutic.
eventually getting to therapy.
Well, no, the first step is doing stand-up comedy. And then you start a podcast.
Yeah.
And then you become a little alt-right.
Uh-huh.
And you go down the Reddit thing, and then you start a YouTube channel.
Right.
And you start spewing those things, and then you go to therapy. Yeah.
And then therapy. Okay. So the trajectory I'm on now, I did stand-up for 11 years. So we'll do this podcast for 10 years.
10 years, yeah.
Then YouTube for 10 years.
Right.
And I guess when I'm 60,
Yeah, then you'll
see
finally
a therapist.
Right.
Nice.
Nice. We're good.
And I'll have a long list of regrets to dive into.
A scroll. You bring it in. I didn't know you'd never done therapy. I thought you've like maybe tried it once or twice or something.
I just seem very mindful.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's why.
No. I keep telling myself I'm gonna do it, and I just never do it. Yeah.
Okay. Is it out of laziness?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And a little bit of fear. Sometimes I don't want to
interesting.
know what's under the hood.
Interesting.
It's like, I know my check engine light is on,
right,
but I'm afraid to bring it in because,
Right.
like, oh man, it's gonna be a
It's
mess.
gonna cost
to fix.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's gonna
literally cost you emotionally and
Yeah.
physically. You're gonna run out of money. No, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing therapy since 2017,
Oh wow.
and even to this day, I get kind of nervous, like bringing something in to be like, oh man, what am I gonna find out about myself
Whoa.
after like 6 years of doing it or something? Yeah. It can. I don't know about other people who are listening with therapy. I mean, there's a certain level of comfort you build with your therapist, which I think is like the most important thing. You have to like really build up a trust with each other. But even then, I'm like, damn, like this is kind of a deep, heavy thing, you know?
Yeah.
Or even like the small thing. I guess knowing my therapist, knowing her, if I bring in like a small thing, I'm like, damn, she's gonna go fucking. She's gonna try to pry at this. And it's gonna feel crazy. Yeah.
Man, I really don't want that. I don't think I'm gonna do it.
No, it's good.
You've convinced me, Art.
No,
I'm
no,
not
no.
doing therapy.
She's good. I don't know other therapists, but like she's good at like easing you into it, and then you come out the other and then she like you get to a point in therapy where you're like, man, I'm talking a lot about a lot of stuff, and then she'll at the end will kind of reflect on it. It's like it's kind of like a workout. Like you have like a workout that's pretty hard, and at the end you kind of do like a cool down. There's like a cool down moment, and you're like, man, that was a lot.
Have you ever had an instance where something happened in therapy to where you had to go back to therapy and talk about that thing that happened to you?
What do you mean? Like
let's say your
back?
therapy said something or brought something up that triggered you,
sure,
and you didn't realize that at the time. So at a future session, you brought it up, and you're like, "Hey, when you did this, it made me feel this."
No, I've not done that like so directly, but there are moments where like she'll notice a pattern and be like, "Oh, you did this last time," or you answer this in an interesting way. Like, what does that mean in this session?
Wow.
Like, how does that reflect to me? And then I have to think about how I responded. It's sort of like a subconscious exercise in a way.
Right.
Like you're subconsciously doing it. Yeah. It's kind of crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's good. Mm-hmm. It's not for everybody, but I like it.
Yeah, I don't think it's for me. Anyways, moving on.
You're perfect. You're an amazing man. Yeah. You've never been angry. You've never been sad. You've never been depressed. Life is good.
Yeah. The engine light is on.
Help me.
There's smoke in the engine. I just
right.
Yeah, they'll go away. Just got to keep driving.
You know what's funny? To bring up the other podcast that I've done, the Teach Me Good podcast, RIP. We were getting some Patreon money, and we were gonna use some of that money to take Fernando, the co-host, to therapy.
Was he similar? Was he didn't go to therapy?
No, he didn't go to therapy. Not because it just was too expensive.
Oh yeah.
So he just didn't do it, and we're like, oh, we'll use some of that Patreon money, and then we never.
Well, let me just use his fund. Whatever's left in that, I'll take it. And then I'll see a therapist.
I've already burned it all on my own therapy. My own therapy, some vacations, a car or two. Yeah, I've had fun with that Patreon money.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's gonna be us.
Get some new fucking Patreon members, baby.
Right, we'll figure. Well, we don't even have one that we haven't even released this yet. So 9 episodes in, they haven't released a single episode.
Yeah,
which is fun. A blunder on our end. We'll get it. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I guess we should get into our blunders of the week.
Love it.
Yeah, weekly mistakes.
Sure.
You had something happen to you.
Yeah, a small thing. I was on a show last night, okay? Not to brag, but I was at the show, and the venue, Friends and Lovers, if you guys have been there in Brooklyn, there's 2 entranceways, right? And there's a foyer kind of place, like a little rectangular foyer until you actually enter the audience space. It's like a little square thing, right? It's a little walkway. It's not a big thing, right? So I was kind of just sitting there with a bunch of other not sitting there. I was standing there with a bunch of other 3 or 4 other comics. And we're kind of just because it was a packed room. It was a packed show. We didn't have any place to sit, so we were standing in that area. And middle of the show, I smell something. All right, I opened my nostrils up and I was like, it smells kind of bad. It smells a little rancid.
That's what you said? It smells
a little
bad?
In my head, I was like, it smells kind of bad. Yeah. It's like, like how you put a pie in the windowsill when you freshly bake it, and then the bear like floats in by like the smell, or Porky Pig, yeah, or Spider Pig. It was that, but instead of like, I wasn't smiling, I was just kind of like, ugh, I was like cringing.
But you were still...
I was floating.
But you were still being drawn to it.
Well, I was drawn to them.
You're just floating to somebody's asshole.
Yeah, he was. He let his little fart sit out in the windowsill of his butt. Because I didn't like it, but my deduction skills were on, and I love a mystery. Okay, I love a mystery. So I was trying to figure out who
done it.
Who done it?
Yeah.
Right. And so I was looking around, and I didn't say anything, and like the scent kind of just stayed there for a while. And then there was an after party kind of thing, like a birthday party for another comic. And so we were all there, all right? And I brought it up to one of the other comics who was in that little square foyer area.
Whoa.
And, well, okay, I didn't bring it up to him first. I brought it up to other people, and I was like, isn't this crazy? At this show, this happened. Someone farted. And I kind of trying to figure out who. And they're like, who? Named the comics that are in the air. I named the comics, right?
Wow.
And then one of them was right next to us. And then the person tapped him on the shoulder and was like, hey, who do you think farted? And then he was like,
oh my God.
Yo, I smelled that too.
Oh my God.
I smelled that too. And then he pointed at me.
This is like a fart Me Too story.
That's what I'm saying. Again, I love intrigue. I love a mystery. All right. I'm on the case, baby. I'm going to figure it out. And so he starts accusing me that I farted because like you smelt it, dealt it. You know what I mean? And I was like, no. Why would I own my farts. I always own my farts.
Yeah, you do.
For sure. Yeah.
It's your Instagram handle. Yes. It's literally your Instagram handle.
For sure. And kind of a funny story. I'm doing a show for Tushy, which is the bidet company.
Bro, I love bidets. This is not phony enthusiasm.
Yo,
I do love a bidet.
They're great. So basically, the show Tushy, someone put out like an open call, like, hey, like send in your tapes for this in your Instagram handles. They like want to see your vibe or whatever for comics. And I sent in whatever, right? And then they saw my handle, which was Fart Kai. They're like, we gotta get this guy. So I'm booked on a random Tushy show.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be. They want poop jokes though, so I don't know if I have too many of those.
I think we could write some.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. Yeah, you want to write some for me? You can just do the show for me.
We'll write some poop jokes.
Okay.
They're the oldest jokes.
Sick. Anyway, so yeah, we were trying to figure out who it was, and he thinks it was an audience member that was standing in front of us, who was also a comic. I guess it was another comic, but I don't know. Because like knowing the comics there, I don't want to name names, but like everyone's pretty nice. Everyone's pretty courteous. You know?
I hope it wasn't a comic that farted.
Oh,
because
like
I feel like as a comic, your instinct should be like, I farted.
Yes. It's also funnier if you if you admit to it. Like,
that is the funniest.
That's hilarious.
Reaction. The funniest outcome is like, it was me who farted.
That's crazy though. Yeah. I don't think I'd fart in like an odd, like in a, like even if I was the audience, I wouldn't fart. I would just like wait until I walk. Like you just let it rip. And you get a little boost in your walk.
You ever like holding a fart and then it just sort of like abrupts it like you feel it like sort of dissipate throughout your body?
Yeah. That's disgusting. You know how that's like a real like that's actually what's happening in your body?
Really? You're farting inside?
It's reabsorbed in your body. You're
farting. Oh no! I should not do that.
Then. And you like sometimes like you'll still let it out by like another fart, or some of it will come out as a burp. I'm not even kidding.
Wow.
Isn't that gross?
Dude, you were holding up to your name, dude. You know all about farts.
I know a lot about farts.
Wow.
A lot about bidets, too. Do you have a bidet?
I do have a bidet.
Nice.
It's one of the best purchases I've ever made.
Right.
Yeah. I bought my dad a bidet. A bidet is also a great gift.
Yeah.
Because it's something that, like, a good gift is something that you would never buy for yourself.
Sure.
But if you get it, it's like, wow, this is what a thoughtful gift.
Yeah.
So like I bought one for my dad.
Do they like it? Did your dad like it?
He was hesitant at first.
Oh wow.
Because he thought it was gay. But now he loves it.
Well, would you give him like the pink one, like a pink bidet?
No, just like a regular man's
dildo
bidet.
A man's bidet? Yeah, was it like black? With like a fighter jet on it and a gun?
This will give you some insight about my dad.
Sure.
One day he called me.
Yeah.
And then he's like, hey, son, I thought of a bit that you could say on stage for your stand-up.
Let's go.
And usually a dad joke is like a corny pun.
Yeah.
or like a riddle or something. A dad joke for me is like my dad goes, "Hey, you know that bidet that you got me?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, sometimes when I use it, it feels like I'm getting fucked in the ass." He goes, "Yeah, you should try it. You should use that."
Right. That's like an anti-joke. It's like it's so obvious.
I guess. Yeah. But that was like
I love it.
The one time he offered me a joke. It was pretty funny.
Yeah,
it was pretty good.
And that's something you've been doing, right? That joke, that bit.
It kills.
It kills. They love it.
Yeah.
People stand up and cheer. They start fingering their ass.
Yeah.
Get it real in
My
there.
dad's ashamed of my stand-up, but only because he's so good at it.
Yeah.
He's so good at stand-up.
He's the legend.
Yeah,
I mean, he birthed you. That makes sense.
I guess so.
Runs in the family.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. So he does like it. He actually thought it was gay, though.
I think he was. I think he's just never had anything. I think it was just invasive for him.
Oh yeah, which
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
It's like indubitably invasive.
Yeah,
Without-
until you
yeah.
get used to it.
Right,
It's
right.
pleasurable.
Well, do you? we're getting gross here. So do you open up when you shoot that water up there, or do you just let it just blast the closed sphincter?
Oh, I really. I wouldn't
You
say.
gape.
I wouldn't say I open up, but I
Okay.
do sort of like.
You get in there.
I lean into it a little bit just so it really
You go, "Oh."
hits like every angle.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, and you also like your whole butt is wet.
No, I just try and really like Death Star it.
Okay. Oh, what kind of What's the design of the bidet you have? Is it the spray thing, or is it?
Oh,
like,
you turn the little dial.
It has a little
and then
spout.
there's like a
Okay.
spout. You turn the dial, and then it's like the dial determines the intensity
Right,
of
right,
the
right.
jet. And then
you're all the way up, baby.
And then I turn that.
Turn
I
that
blast
shit up,
that
baby.
thing. Yeah.
Mhm. Is it heated?
Huh?
Is it heated?
No, I'm not Jeff Bezos.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. That you can buy a heated bidet though.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
That does
I kind of
sound
like
good,
the
yeah.
cold water though. It's
Yeah,
kinda
like a
nice,
cold
refreshing.
shower. You
Right.
know, like wakes you up.
Wakes up your asshole,
Yeah.
ready to get fucked in the ass later. You know,
Yeah, but
Get pegged in the ass.
It's a highlight of my day whenever I sit there and I power wash my ass.
Sure. I have a fun secondary bidet story about my childhood. So my family in Thailand very big into bidets. All right,
Also very
growing up,
big and getting fucked
getting
in the
fucked
ass.
in the ass. Yeah, they're all gay. No. None of them. I have some of
boy.
them. I don't know, but or that you can be straight and like that stuff too. So hey,
That's
look,
true.
progressive pod.
That comes around.
It always comes around, baby. And the way to shower in Thailand, at least the old-fashioned way, was to like you get a bucket of water and you dump the water on your head.
That's
Right?
Yeah, that's what my parents told me
did
they
growing
did.
up.
Yeah.
Right. So that's like how you do it. Or like the toilet is you squat and you shit in like a hole basically, or piss in a hole basically, and then you scoop the water and do that. And sometimes they didn't have toilet paper, so they use a bidet, like a squirting bidet, where you like it's like a garden hose looking thing.
Whoa.
So you like squirt your butt with that, right? As a kid, I didn't like the way to shower. Like I didn't like that shower method where you dump the water in your head. So I just used the bidet to like clean my body, which is kind of gross if you think about it, because that is close to your butthole most of the time.
It's gross by association, but really,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that bad.
You don't think it's that bad?
I mean, I unless you believe in like poop particles and stuff.
I unfortunately believe in poop particles.
But I
Unfortunately,
mean, like, it's the bathroom. Everything's covered in poop particles.
That's a good point. That's a
The
good point.
particles.
That's okay. You convinced me. I
Yeah.
felt a little weird about it. All right, I'm gonna go a little deeper. I used to put that thing in my mouth and get a little water.
Okay. All right.
Get a little, yeah. You know how like they do that at the dentist? They like squirt some water in your mouth when you ask for it.
Yeah. It's crazy that you've associated those two things. Because it's like you had a dentist where they would squirt. They had the
Yeah.
machine to do that, but also you
just,
didn't
like-
have like toilet paper.
No, well they'll like ask me, "Do you want some water?" And I'll be, "Yeah." And they'll like squirt some water in my mouth
yeah,
and I
yeah,
drink
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's what I the same thing. Same
Huh.
with a haircut. When you're like just spraying their hair, you're like, "You want some?" You're like, "Yeah." You're like, "All right, open up," and they just
Do they do that? That's good.
it wakes you up. It's nice.
Wow. Yeah.
So, yeah, bidet content.
So you
Anyway,
never found out who farted?
never found out.
Wow.
The comics theory of the other comedy, I don't think it was. I mean, it could have been him, but also, I don't know.
Yeah.
How do you know? If you don't ask him,
Yeah.
how do you know?
So the mistake there is that somebody farted?
Yeah,
Or
and I
is
had to
the-
sit in it. I sat in it.
You said that in a really funny way. Or is it a mistake that you said something about it? Because you opened yourself up to the smelted Delta allegations.
Right. I thought it was kind of a funny thing to bring up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then I did get bombarded with that. You're right.
Right.
There was a mistake there. It was just a bad circumstance, really.
But smelted
A
Delta
blunder.
only applies like if it's immediate. Like you're like everybody's standing within the fart and you go, "Hey, somebody farted." But if you
sad that people do that.
waited
So funny.
and brought it up later, if you really were the fartee,
That's true.
the farter,
then
you wouldn't want to bring it back up to bring attention to yourself.
Right.
So
That's a good point.
it wouldn't make sense that it was you.
Yeah. My farts do last. I was still farting. It was like an hour later and I was still going, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
After
so it was
an
in the
hour,
moment.
my fart is a burp.
Yeah, okay. Goes back in actually.
It's ascended. Yeah.
It's ascended. I wish we had technology to watch how farts dissipate. That'd be cool, right?
I'm sure we do.
Oh, really?
I'm sure it looks like some graph. You remember in COVID where they would show like the infograph of like a cough?
Yeah. Oh, disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's poop particles.
I was gonna say like they should have like COVID masks for farts, but that's just underwear.
Yeah, that's
It's like
good. Yeah.
grease, you know.
I when I was in elementary school, not to harp on this too much, but we had to do like invention day where we had like invent something, and that was one of my inventions, like a pad you'd put on your underwear where like it smelled good, and then it would filter out your farts.
You're obsessed with farts, dude.
Look, sorry I got the nickname, and it's been in my head. And also, I was a farty kid growing up. I was lactose intolerant. Didn't know it until maybe high school. All right.
You're lactose intolerant.
Oh yeah, and I tooted my life away.
Wow.
And it was rough. One time I farted. It was like I was a senior. I was a freshman, and there's a senior who had a locker above me, right? And I ripped one. All right. It was silent. And then I could smell it. It was like really strong. And then the senior who was at the locker at the same time I was, he was like, it smells like salami around here.
That's so specific.
And I was like, yeah, it really does. Kind of good, right? And he was like, I don't know if it's good, but it does
Kinda
smell like
good.
it. Yeah, and I was like so scared to be like, it was me, because I was a little freshman. Yeah, so it's
yeah.
plagued me all my life.
Yeah, freshmen, they can't fart.
I can't fart in front of seniors.
Social suicide.
Right. Anyway,
Yeah.
let's go to what is your blunt? What happened to you?
Yeah, we should pivot because I could talk
Yeah,
about
we gotta
farts
pivot
all
day, baby. Not that kind of pod. Not yet. Not yet.
So yeah, I was in Texas last week. I was doing some shows,
Uh-huh.
and my family lives in Texas, so I got to spend some time with my little brother. He's 11. He just turned 11.
Nice.
Huge age gap between us. I'm 14, and he I wanted to like play with him
Yeah.
because somebody told me like the way to bond with children is through play.
Okay.
So I try to figure something out. So I was like.
Got a bond with my brother. Got a bond with my brother.
I know. So I was like,
That's sweet.
So he likes chess. So
Yeah.
I was burped. That was
Farted.
that was a fart from 2
Yeah,
hours ago.
yeah,
It just turned
yeah.
into a burp. But, anyways, long story short, we decided to play chess. He beat my ass.
Wow.
He
Okay.
beat my ass.
Like quickly, or did it take a while?
It was like a 30-minute game.
Wow.
Which I don't know if that's fast.
That's a
or
little slow. That's a little, I feel like they're like 15-ish
Yeah.
minutes. Yeah.
But like he beat me, and I was like, I was trying like I would say like 75%.
You were like thinking.
Enough, enough to where I shouldn't have lost to a child.
That's so funny.
You know? And he beat me.
Wait, how old is he right now?
He's 11.
Okay.
And he like he humiliated me. Like he checkmated me.
Okay.
It was bad, and he was like talking shit. Like,
Oh, wow. The whole
yeah.
time.
He was like, "You shouldn't have done that. Like, bad move."
You're an idiot.
Yeah. And like he'd like wait for me to move. He goes, "I was
Wow.
waiting for you to." Like it was bad.
Oh, wow. So he like read you.
I
he,
didn't
like,
know
read you
that
like a
he.
book.
I didn't know he played like that.
Oh, yeah.
Because the last time we played, I beat him.
Beat his ass.
Yeah.
And you were roasting his ass.
I was nice about it. I was a gentle
So how
winner.
you said okay?
And so,
Damn, all
so he
right.
beats me, and like I was like, I was supportive. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
great job. A little embarrassed.
You
And
said
then-
you said that to him. You said I'm embarrassed.
I did not admit that I was embarrassed.
Right.
Yeah.
But you're just like sweating, and then you're like,
we both knew. We both knew.
yeah, good game, brother.
Yeah, we both.
Okay, yeah, let's go do something else. Let's
'Cause
do
he-
something else.
Because after we played, he was like, "Hey, how old are you again?" But he asked earnestly, and I was like, "I'm not fucking telling you because
Dude, I love your
know
brother. So
you're
funny.
just asking so you can brag to your
Brag
friends
about
that
it,
you
yeah,
beat
yeah.
a 30-year-old
Right.
at chess." And
he already knew your age too.
He knew. Yeah,
he
he
was
just
gonna
wanted to
do it
do it.
anyway. Right.
So he beat.
Oh, that's
So he
sick.
beats me,
Yeah.
and yesterday my mom sends a video in the family group chat.
Love it.
And it's a chess tournament at his school, and the camera's like going through like rows of chess matches, and eventually gets to my brother, and he's playing chess competitively and hitting the clock.
The clock,
I'm like, oh, so he like plays.
He plays.
He's like the competitive.
He's like good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then I didn't feel so bad.
Okay.
So I didn't feel so bad about losing to him because he actually like has been playing.
That's a mastermind at
Yeah,
work. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
he,
He's
like,
he doesn't
duped
know
me.
how good I am.
Yeah.
He's underestimating me. Oh, dude, what a cool brother.
You remember that Fresh Prince episode where like Uncle Phil's like a pool shark?
No, I don't remember this. Is that the premise?
Well,
basically?
it's kind of like that.
Right.
Like he basically like rope-a-doped me.
Rope-a-doped.
But then, so he's in the chess tournament. I'm like, all right, well then I don't feel so bad because he's playing and he takes it seriously. Then I call him. I'm like, yo, how was the chess tournament? He goes, I was all right. I played 5 matches. I lost 4.
Oh shit.
So he lost 4 matches. So now I feel
He's,
like
like,
I
bad
got
at
beat
chess.
by 5 11-year-olds.
Right. Dude, maybe you're just bad at chess.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm good, but
Right.
I know how to I know how the pieces
move.
move. You know, I know
there's
the
also-
rules.
Do you know there's patterns to it?
I don't know the patterns.
Yeah, you just it's like a puzzle solving thing.
Yeah, I'm playing chess like checkers.
Yeah. Like you're like doing it like, all right, what's my move right now? Well, they're thinking like 4 moves ahead.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know that phrase where he's like, "You're playing checkers, I'm playing chess."
Yes.
I'm playing checkers.
Yeah.
When I'm literally playing chess, I'm playing checkers.
Nice.
Yeah.
Damn, that's embarrassing on your end, but your brother's sick. That's awesome. That's like to like have that confidence, but like I play chess. I play chess. He doesn't know anything about me, and just go in being like, all right, let's play a casual game, and then just destroy your ass. That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
he brought it.
That's
He wanted to
incredible.
play frisbee. And I
Okay.
was like, "Well, I mean, we don't have a frisbee. You want to play
You don't
chess?"
have a friend.
And he goes, "Okay." And then he just wiped
Whipped
me
you
off.
out.
Yeah, wiped
wow.
me out. Yeah, wipe me off sounds like
He killed you.
yeah.
The face of the earth. Put a knife to my neck because I lost.
Yeah.
Because playing intense chess
So yeah, that was my
Damn.
blunder. I got shown up by
by
an
a little
11-year-old.
kid. Yeah, your ego was shot.
Mhm.
That's okay though. Do you feel you've grown from this?
No.
No, yeah,
No, now I want to get better at chess so I
Right,
can
so you can
beat him. Yeah.
Go beat him
So
and
now
the
that-
other 11-year-olds.
That might be our thing. We might just like play chess together.
Play chess together.
Yeah.
Does he have a cell phone?
He does.
Oh, you can play. Yeah, you can play online chess. or
That's
whatever.
what I thought. Yeah. So we'll do that.
He has a cell phone. 11
Kids,
kids these days.
they have cell phones. Well, because they're getting fucked,
right.
and they need a cell phone
Jesus Christ! All right.
to stop them from getting
Fucked.
molested.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you meant like the figurative fuck. Like there's guns in schools now, that kind of thing. So you have to like, be able to like. I mean, all of it. All of
I
it.
have heard that is a problem.
Yeah. Well, did you hear there's a shooting at Texas State Fair?
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because when I was in Dallas last week,
Right.
everybody was telling me like you should see the Texas State Fair.
Right.
Because I was like doing some shows with a comic, Andrea Jin.
Shout out.
And I was trying to
Friend
like
of the pod.
yeah, hopefully she does our podcast.
That'd be cool.
But I was trying to find different things in each city to like
Yeah,
take her
yeah,
to go
yeah.
see, and one of
Yeah.
the things was the
State Fair.
Texas State Fair.
Right.
And like a week later, it got shot
Shut
up.
up. Yeah. So Fernando was there during the shooting.
What?
Yeah, that's a blunder for his life.
Yeah,
Thankfully, nothing happened to him, but it was like,
Uh-huh.
very scary for sure.
that is scary.
It's scary.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, he should probably tell the story. We probably shouldn't just tell his story.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, basically it was
Yeah,
just
I
like.
mean, it sounds like you should start that therapy fund up again.
Yes. Well, we still have the money, but he's not seeing a single cent of it because it's all for me. I'm gonna buy more
Nice.
cars. But yeah, basically it was just hysteria and like it was scary and he had to hide and all that shit. You know. What
I saw a video on Twitter
Yeah.
of like somebody was on the Ferris wheel,
Right.
And they're on the top of the Ferris wheel, and
Yeah.
they're recording,
Yes.
like people
Just,
running
like,
away,
dispersing.
Yeah, that's a
That's
scary sight.
crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
A bit of a blunder.
A little blunder. Everyone's kind of fucking
Yeah.
up here and there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Texas don't people carry open carry? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Where are the guns at? You know
they,
what I
yeah,
mean?
they do open carry.
Right.
Me and Andrea went to shoot guns. We went to a gun range.
That's so funny.
That was really fun.
Has she shot guns before?
I think she shot a shotgun before, but this
Okay.
was different.
Like
this
a
was
handgun.
like a handgun.
Whoa.
And it felt different. She was very colorful with it. She said like shooting a shotgun, the shotgun almost feels like a toy.
Oh wow.
Because when you're shooting a shotgun, a lot of times it's for sport or for hunting.
Sure. Right.
But a handgun, you're picturing
killing.
somebody's face.
Yeah.
Like it's for killing.
Who'd she picture?
I don't know.
Arkai. I have met her once. So.
I think that's when we all met each other. That's when I met
Oh
you
yeah.
and Andrea.
Wow, that's crazy. Wow, what a day.
Yeah.
Look where we are now.
I know.
She wants to kill me, and she's taking you on tour. So that's where we are. Anyway, back to your story of your little brother. Is he like a smart kid? Is he like
he's a smart kid,
shit?
and I learned like he's kind of
a little cocky.
No,
Okay.
he's very good. He's very well behaved. He's very
he's a good kid.
Yeah, which is
Wow.
surprising because at that age
You were not.
I was not. That's when I started to do like bad shit.
Whoa. Why do you think he's good?
I don't want to blow up his shit.
Yeah,
but,
right. He's an 11-year-old.
yeah. He's very like by the rules.
Oh, okay.
And very like he doesn't like when people curse around him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So he's
Fascinating
like
kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to get in the psyche of him because I think just like if I were him and I beat my big brother in chess, like I would feel so good, and that'd be like my life's sick. And
I'm
just,
sure.
like,
I'm
get
sure
into
it felt great.
Right,
I'm sure
right.
it felt amazing.
But also just like
I'll
knowing,
never know that sweet feeling.
and like really, yeah. Well, you have to, You could
Yeah.
still train. You start training right now.
Yeah, but if I beat him, it's like, you're supposed to beat him. You have a 30-year-old brain.
Well, we
That
know
hasn't even been like I don't even have an excuse of like, well, I did a lot of drugs.
Right.
I don't.
Well, you have been getting your brain beat to shit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You were concussed a week ago or so.
Yeah,
2 weeks ago.
Hayden. Yeah, I think he did give me a concussion.
Hayden Arrington, fan of the pod, friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod,
Friend of the pod.
yeah.
All these friends who have, again, this pod's not been released yet, but they're friends of the pod.
Long time listener.
Long time listener. Yeah. But so also 30 years old, our brains are declining, baby. We're losing those neurons. We're losing
That's so
those brain
unfair
cells.
because they say at 25, that's whenever your brain's fully developed. Your
yeah.
frontal lobe. It's
Right.
like right after that, it starts to decay.
Oh yeah, it's the peak, baby. You're at the peak, and
but
then you
there's
get
no
a little.
plateau. It's just you peak and then you go straight down.
I think
to
it's
death?
a slow descend.
Oh.
That's. I mean, I'm again not a. I am a therapist professional. I can tell you about your problems, but I'm not a doctor.
Yeah,
all right.
neurologist. Yeah.
I'm working on it. I'm in school now. We'll figure it out.
We enjoyed laughing about farts too much to be any, any type
that's
of
true.
science professional.
What's because scientists are boring as hell.
Yeah.
Nah, they're cool. I have a lot of scientist friends. But anyway, that's your brother sounds cool. I want to be friends with him. I'll play him in chess. I'm not very good at chess. I'll play you in chess.
Oh yeah, we should do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What games? Game Pigeon. You ever use that?
No, what's that?
It's an app. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
It's not a huge deal. Anyway, anything else you want to say about that blunder? About your ego? You went in pretty big. I mean, a normal.
It was just
ego.
a roller coaster for my ego because it plummeted when I got beat by a child. Then I found out he was like, I saw him playing chess. And I was like, oh, he might be like a
right. You're
child
emotional.
genius.
Right.
Then I found out no, he's not.
No,
he's just a regular child.
Right.
Uh,
Just a regular child. Was he taking your pieces like quickly? Was just like yoink, yoink, yoink. There goes your queen.
No, it just happened so fast. It was like it
Boom,
was
boom,
going
boom.
fine, and then all of a sudden it was like bang, 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 bang.
You know what?
bang.
You probably just made a really rookie mistake that they teach like every person who starts learning chess. Like here's like the easiest checkmate you can do. You know what I mean? Like the
Maybe.
least amount of because there is one that comes to my mind where like if you do a certain combination of moves, like it's like 3 moves and then you can checkmate them.
That seems very advanced.
No, it's
That's
not.
very simple.
It's truly.
Oh.
I tried learning chess,
Yeah.
and like that's the first thing they teach you, and I like did it, and I was like, oh, this is easy.
This is when I knew I was in trouble. Is my king and my what is it? What's the castle? Is that the rook?
That's the rook, yeah.
My king and the rook were like 2 spaces apart, and my brother was like, "Oh, you can actually switch.
Yeah,
those.
switch
You
them.
could
Yeah,
put
yeah,
the
yeah.
king inside the castle."
Right,
And I was like, "Oh no."
That's called castling, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know
called
about
castling.
castling. I just
Right.
knew which way
That's
they were supposed to go.
That's when they know. That's when the game is at midpoint, apparently. The midpoint of the game.
Whenever
when
you're
you
the
castle.
king in the castle.
Yeah, it's like a theory
Yeah.
of like you have enough pieces moved. It's just like not interesting, but
Yeah.
chess stuff.
I never heard of that. I felt like a boomer,
Castling.
like learning about like
Castling? Yeah.
transgender, right? It's like, no, castles can only move one
One
way.
way, right. What the fuck is wrong with these liberals? I'm telling you, this is your descent. You're slowly becoming more alt-right.
Yeah, well, he like turned a pawn into a queen. It was like, no, that's not supposed to happen. That's not God's chess.
You need therapy, is what I'm trying to say. Before it's too late. But we got to get you through the whole cycle before we get to you at 60 years old in therapy. This is one step in your journey. This is great.
So that was a lot. That was a lot for my
Damn.
ego.
So you did not like beat the shit out of him or anything, right? You're more like, you fucking idiot! Like I was supposed to beat you.
No.
Yeah, you guys seem chill. You guys seem sweet.
Yeah, I'm supportive.
Yeah, you love him.
Yeah.
I love him.
Uh huh.
Never met him, but I love him. Yeah, I mean, he does sound sweet. Every time you talk to him, I'm like, damn, he sounds cool.
Yeah, it's pretty
Likes
cool.
One Piece. That's sick.
I likes One Piece.
Likes One Piece. Who doesn't? You know what I mean?
My biggest regret is that I abandoned him.
Okay. Oh my God.
I thought that'd be a good segue
Jesus
into what we were
Christ.
planning on talking about next.
Yeah. Did you actually feel that way? 'Cause that's fascinating.
I don't feel like I abandoned him, but he has brought it up.
Okay. So you don't feel that way, but he feels that way.
There was one day, so during the pandemic, my lease ended at my apartment in Houston, so
Yeah.
I had to move back home.
Yeah.
And one day we were talking, and he was like, "Hey, what does abandoned mean?"
Oh,
And I was like, "Oh, it's whenever you
my God.
leave
Yeah.
something,
Oh
or
my God.
you leave something." And then he goes, "Oh, so like how you
So you
abandoned me?"
abandoned
Yeah.
Stared you in the eyes.
Yeah, and that was before I moved to New York.
Yeah.
I was just living 20 minutes away.
right.
And he internalized that as abandonment.
That like that hurts me to hear.
Yeah.
That hurts me to hear. You got to move that kid up here immediately.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And
Or you got to move back. You can't leave this kid. He's cool.
he's cool.
He needs a big brother.
He does need a big brother because he needs me to teach him like to do bad shit. Yes. I'm afraid he's
Yeah.
becoming a little bit too much
square?
of like a
Yeah.
yeah.
That's fine.
Uh-huh.
I was a square kid. Look at me now.
He's probably gonna listen to this. I have a story about him being very like square.
Yeah.
You know, and like it is endearing. It's
Sure.
cute.
Sure.
But I also know like that's not gonna be good for his social
I think
life.
I think society will morph him correct. He'll figure it out. You know what I mean? Or maybe
Yeah.
not. And then you can intervene. I think
Yeah.
if it's not like an issue for him now,
Uh-huh.
he's fine. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If he's starting to like isolate himself or like having a
No,
lame
he's
life,
like social. He's
Yeah,
just
he's fine.
too like he's too. I don't want to blow up his.
Yeah,
phone.
right,
He's
right,
probably
right.
gonna
You're
listen
not
to
talking-
this.
right.
Because I'm his hero who abandoned him.
right.
And
I get you.
And
Yeah.
I lost to him in chess. Yeah. But anyways,
You're like, I'm glad I abandoned you.
That'd be one of my biggest regrets.
Yeah. Wow. Leaving your brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel guilty about it? You sound like you feel a little guilty about it. Just a little bit.
There's a part of me that feels guilty about it, but I
Yeah.
also know it's unreasonable.
Sure.
Because like he's not my child.
Right,
And I have a
right.
responsibility towards myself.
Right. To chase your
But-
dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes your responsibilities for yourself and your own self-fulfillment
Right.
is in conflict with your responsibilities to like other people.
Oh,
that
you got to
care about.
sacrifice things.
Yeah.
I feel that way too.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, my mom like lives alone in Nebraska.
Oh, you abandoned her.
I abandoned her. She thought about moving back to Thailand forever.
Uh-huh.
Right? She didn't tell me this, but my family's telling me this. My cousins were telling me this, and I was like, oh, why didn't she? Because she like went back there for 2 weeks to like start preparing for her to move back. This was like
Oh,
20,
so
in, like
she was
2015.
right at the line of
Yeah.
doing it.
This was like literally in 2015. She just went through her divorce. Like everything was just like she's like, oh, mate, there's no reason for me to stay here. And then she decided not to move back. And I was like asking my cousins about it, like, oh, I think she'd do better in Thailand. Like her family's there. She's got friends there. Like she just she just like gets it.
Yeah.
And my family's like, yeah, but like it's changed a lot. And also
Yeah.
like you're not there. And I'm like, what? No, I'm keeping her in America.
But you're also not in
alone."
Nebraska.
I know. So I get it. I get what you're saying. But like you said, you have to sacrifice some things to chase your dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
that's one of my big regrets.
Oh yeah, we can talk about should we do both of them, like yours and mine, our biggest regrets?
Oh yeah. Well, I guess
can.
I'll finish. Since I brought it up.
Sure.
Well, I don't know if I have a one singular biggest regret.
Right.
I think, like, most of my regrets are just small, accumulative regrets
yeah.
that build up and
Right.
have sort of formed my life. And so, like,
So you regret your life.
I regret
who you are.
Yeah, I have like an amalgamation of regrets.
What does that? Explain that to me. What does that mean?
It's like little things like man, I wish I made better grades. I wish I, wore my retainer. I wish like I played more chess as a child. Those have all grown into like my modern day problems.
Damn.
Yeah. I wish
Just
I
things
drank
you
more
just
milk.
didn't do. Yeah. So you get taller.
Mhm.
What are your modern day problems? Now that I think about it. Do
Do
you think you have a bad work ethic? Do you think you're dumb? Do you think you're? I don't know. Yeah. Tell me more.
Oh man.
I don't think it's too deep, but I'm just curious about what that means.
I don't know. I just feel like, I guess I was just reflecting on what like mistakes are as like a whole and how they
Sure.
sort of like build up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like you see your life in patterns and your habits, and you're like, oh, it's because I didn't do it this in the certain way that I should have done it.
Yeah, I think life is just it's just a big web of mistakes.
But also like successes and like things that work out. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's both.
But successes and wins are just a break from the mistakes.
Okay, Jesus Christ. At the end of the day, you're pushing that big ass stone up that big ass hill, and then it inevitably rolls back onto you. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, even if you get to the top, you'll just let go and it'll roll over you, and you'll die, and you'll respawn, and you have to push it back up. That's life.
That's reincarnation.
That's reincarnation.
Yeah.
This whole Sisyphean struggle, day in, day out. Do you actually believe that? Do you believe that?
No, I don't believe that.
Okay, cool.
I just thought it would be funny.
Outlook.
I just thought it'd be a funny thing to
it's
say.
Very funny. Just a break. You know how people are like cigarettes are like the break to life? You know what I mean? Like the punctuation points in your life.
Cigarettes.
Yeah.
Wow, how romantic. That makes me want to start smoking.
That's what I'm saying, right? You're just
Smoking
like taking
is
a little.
cool.
It's
dude.
sick. It's sick. I was saying if cigarettes were like coffee, I would for sure just be ripping cigs.
They are like coffee.
Well, they destroy your lungs.
Oh yeah.
But like coffee doesn't destroy your lungs. You know what I mean?
Just your bowels.
Just your yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, to
Clears
lighten
it
the
out.
mood, what are your biggest regrets?
Let's see. Well, I was gonna say cigarettes are that's actually real life. Everything else is just the break from cigarettes.
Oh right.
The real life is just chilling. Everything else is just fucking
That's
work.
very poetic.
Right. My good friend from college told me that, who used to be a patron of the old podcast I used to do. So hopefully he'll sign back up. Anyway, shout out Nick. Anyway,
shout out on the first
Nick.
episode.
Yes.
The
hell yeah.
first 9th episode.
Yes. The first episode. We don't even have a Patreon, but he's gonna subscribe. Anyway, my biggest regret. So I have an answer ready
Okay.
because I feel like I get asked this sometimes. Like just
You get asked a
day-to-day.
lot? Day to day, every day? Hey, good morning, Art. What's your biggest regret?
Maybe not day to day, but I
Yeah.
feel like I get into conversation where people are like, "What's your biggest regret?"
You have an intense circle of friends.
Yeah, well, it's mainly just me. I feel like it's me asking them first, and then they swing it back at me. It's me. I'm the problem. Okay, so basically in high school, we had to do community service. It was a Catholic high school.
Uh-huh.
We had to do community service, and one of my community service things was to basically tutor at like an inner city school, right? And these were like 8th graders or something who are about to go to high school or whatever. And they're great kids, really nice. They're just like from, shitty parts of town. Like their family's not very rich. It's just like kind of a shitty situation, but they're like sweet. They're good kids, right?
Yeah.
And like the end of the year rolls around. I was a senior in high school, and the teacher of the homeroom that I was tutoring in, she pulls me and the other kids aside who are tutoring, and they're like, "Hey, can I ask you guys a big favor?" And we're like, "Yeah, what's up?" And they're like, since you guys are graduating soon, could you guys actually come back to the school with your graduation gowns and just like show them what a high school graduate looks like? Because a lot of these kids have never seen a high school graduate.
Oh my God, that's so bleak.
Right?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, for sure. Like that sounds so easy to do. Like we'll just hang out there with our gowns. I mean, it's kind of silly, but like if they've truly never seen one, like it probably is kind of cool to be like, oh, I could do this, Like maybe one kid feels that way, which is all you need or whatever,
Sure.
right? So that happens, and we had finals or whatever. So we like had a week of finals or whatever, and those were over. And I texted the other kids who I was tutoring with. I was like, hey, like, remember this teacher wanted us to come back with our gowns and do this. And then one of them was like, yeah, but I don't know. I don't really feel like it's that necessary. I don't feel like it really matters.
Okay.
And then everyone was like, yeah, it's like, it's fine. We don't have to do that. And I was like, well, I guess we're not going back there. I'm not going to go alone. So we never went back.
Wow.
We never went back with our gowns.
And that haunts you.
That a little bit, yeah.
Wow.
Because what if it had an effect on, like, it's such a low effort thing I could have done. I could have just gone by myself. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was and she like messaged me on Facebook. Was like, hey, like, when are you guys planning on coming back? And I had to message her being like, oh, like, we're just so busy with finals. I don't think we'll have time to do it. Or whatever.
Wow.
Yeah, because then it'll be like the summertime and all the kids will be out of school,
Yeah, they're dead now.
Yeah, they all got shot up by gang violence.
And your cap and gown could have
my cap
shielded
and gown
them from
from
that.
their caps, from the caps of the guns.
Cap and gown.
Yeah. And the gown was made out of Kevlar.
Wow.
So yeah, that was sort of like a big regret I think about sometimes. Like, damn, I could have just done it. Like again, because it's mainly low effort. Would have been easy. And I like those kids a lot. I don't remember any of them names, but I remember their faces, and I remember how much fun we had. And the teacher also eventually got cancer, and it was pretty bad cancer.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
So even if I did want to go back, like the next year, to be like, oh, I'll just like show them, right?
She had cancer.
She wasn't even there, so I couldn't even.
So she got cancer like right after that.
Yeah, like that summer.
Oh my god.
So it would have been weird to be like, hey, this one teacher who doesn't even work there anymore wanted me to do this. Would this be weird? Also, the kids would have been kids were in high school anyway.
Whoa.
So
whoa. Damn, you tell this story every time somebody asks you.
Yeah,
This story comes up a lot.
Sometimes. I don't know about a lot, but sometimes. It's been a while. It's been a while, but yeah, I remember telling the story sometimes. Yeah.
Can I comfort you a little bit?
Sure.
I think even if you were to show up in your cap and gown, I think whatever positivity would come from seeing you graduate would quickly be washed away by the image of their teacher withering away from cancer.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. That's wild to think about. She did survive. She's doing well.
I thought she died.
But no, it was like super serious. Like it was one of those cancers where she was like in the fucking hospital bed. Shit was in her like nose and shit. Like it was bad. But she survived.
Whoa.
But yeah, so like we all like it was one of those things where like she's gonna die. Like there's a 99% chance, but she like beat it.
Wow.
Yeah, kind of crazy story for her on her end. But she obviously doesn't teach anymore because she is in like remission. Is very weak from all the treatment. And
she's still weak.
Maybe, I don't know. Well, she's also old now. She's not gonna teach now.
Oh, I see.
Right. Yeah. And I think she was like old-ish then.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
That is crazy.
Kind of a big regret. I don't know if that's like a big regret. Like it's just like an easy, like kind of fluffy story to tell. Like it's an easy one to be like.
That's a fluffy story.
Not fluffy in the way that's like it's got a lot of layers to it.
You abandoned inner city children, and then their teacher got cancer.
It's more of a regret.
And then quit teaching.
I feel like it's more of a regret where I don't really like. I don't know how much it like has formed me like as a person. You know, like as yours have. You know what I mean? It's more of a thing that just like kind of sticks in my brain.
Oh, nice.
That kind of regret.
Yeah.
Right. So I feel like I should have a better answer. Where I need something that like has formed me, and like that's a bigger regret. Like something that really changed your life. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. You were a teenager. You were a selfish teenager.
Yeah. Well,
okay. All teenagers.
Okay. I wasn't
like
I wasn't that selfish because it's mainly because other kids didn't want to do it. All right.
Yeah.
I would have done it if they wanted to do it, but I didn't want to go alone.
That reminds me of a story. I was about the same age. It was whenever I was graduating high school.
Sure.
My grandma was diagnosed with cancer, breast cancer.
Yeah.
And then she came in the house one day and told us that her they found like a tumor, it was cancerous.
Sure.
And then I was like so stunned that I didn't know how to react. I didn't cry or anything. I was just sort of like stone faced, like, whoa, okay, grandma. And then
okay, grandma, whatever. Sure.
And then one of my regrets is that I didn't show like any emotion.
Oh wow.
And then I wish like I had like emoted more or like shown some like. Of course, I was
like
concerned.
Sadness or something.
Yeah, but I didn't show it, and so that is a regret of mine.
That's a hard thing to do in the moment though, because you're sort of processing.
Yeah.
Have you seen Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Have you seen the show?
No. Okay,
so there's an episode. You don't need to see the show, but mainly there's an episode. Well, I guess the premise of it is she hunts vampires. It's like a monster of the week kind of thing, and like it's always like this mysterious, like monsters are dying, people are dying all the time, right?
Oh.
And there's one episode where there's no monster, there's nothing supernatural, but her mom just dies. Like she walks out and her mom's just dead, right?
Oh shit.
And it's just like there's nothing supernatural about it, and the whole episode is her reacting to like a real reaction to a real death. And it's a lot of just her like not knowing how to respond, and she just like kind of looks around and like walks outside and just like stares around, and then she eventually calls the ambulance. But there's a moment of panic, not even panic, but of just like shock, where she has no emotions.
Whoa.
Yeah. And
so the mom's like dead in the house.
Yes, like on the couch, literally just like she's watching, like mom, hello, mom, and then she like the body's like cold, right? There's a lot of like
intense.
Yeah, there's a lot of analysis videos that really go deep in this episode, because in the beginning she calls her mom, and she's like, mom, are you like, where are you, mom? And then there's like a moment where she like doesn't know what to do.
Wow.
And eventually in the episode she starts calling, instead of mom, she says the body. And the episode's called The Body, where she like completely stops thinking.
Disassociates
Doesn't think of her as her mom, but just like a dead body.
Wow.
Yeah, but like it reminds me of that, where it's just like you're probably just panicked, where it's just like I don't know, I just don't know like how to take this information in, you know?
Yeah.
Which is very normal.
Wow.
To console you a bit. Yeah.
What a blunder on Buffy's
kind
part.
of a bummer. Womp womp.
My mom's hot body is lifeless on the
lifeless.
couch.
Yeah, it sounds like a pretty heavy. It like got universal acclaim, being like, this is how like death is like
Damn,
processed.
TV used to be so different.
It used to be much better.
Yeah.
Now we got fucking. I don't know. I can't even name a TV show that's like on now. The Bear. Oh, you have problems cooking? Okay. Anyway,
that show's about grief.
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah, that's completely wrong. Also, mommy issues, huh? Yeah. I love that show. Anyway,
Not enough bear.
None of the bear. None of bears. But anyway, speaking of mom, that's actually a great segue into the Today I Fucked Up on the Reddit thing we have, right?
Oh, let's go.
We have a lot of great segues.
Yeah.
This is we're killing it. Okay, welcome to the segment TIFU. This is the Reddit segment where we go to Reddit and we look for the Today I Fucked Up and I find a good one and then we discuss it. Not a super original idea, but hey, we're here. Okay.
Yeah. If we ever get money from this podcast
and
your TIFU is used on our podcast, just know you're never getting paid.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
You're putting this on Reddit,
a
public forum where no one gets paid.
Yeah.
Or some, I don't really know.
Just another fuck up on your part.
Yes, another blunder, which you should write about. Anyway, okay, so this one is Today I fucked up by telling my son, who was 5, that everything eventually dies.
Wow.
Okay? So the context of this is this mom goes to a funeral with her 5-year-old. And the 5-year-old is this really inquisitive, really sweet, sensitive kid, and asks a lot of questions like, "Oh, what's this? Why is this?" Like, just ask why a million times before you're like, "I don't know." You eventually get into like an existential crisis, like, "I don't know why this thing is. It is what it is," you know, kind of thing. So apparently, he was inquiring about it, and the mom was just like not in the mood to like entertain these thoughts that much, or just like kind of was out of it, right? Where it gets tiring, and then eventually, he asked something like, what does he say? He asked about death, basically. It was like, "Oh, so what happened to grandma?" And then, like, does everyone die? And then the mom's like, "Yeah, she's dead. Everyone dies." Like, just very casually says that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, like, apparently the kid doesn't do anything with that. Like, doesn't react to that. It just kind of, like, sits with it.
Right.
And, like, a week goes by, okay? And then apparently one day, I was reading my book with some headphones on to drown out the loudness of everything. Whatever that means. When I see my son doing his fake cry bouncing trick he does when he's upset about something. You know she's putting those headphones on to drown out the kid.
To drown out her child.
Right. The fake cry, probably a real cry, all right? And so the mom goes, "I ask him what's wrong, and after a few times of him mumbling and me asking me what, I finally deciphered that he, quote, doesn't want to grow up and get big anymore, because if I get big, then I will die, and I don't want to die."
Wow.
So I think the mom told him, like, everyone grows up and dies, basically.
Yeah.
Just very casually.
And it fucked up this kid.
And this kid's like, "I don't want to fucking die.
Yeah,
I don't want to grow up and die."
Well,
right?
that kid made a mistake in assuming you have to grow up to die.
You
can also die as a 5-year-old.
Yes, yeah. And I highly recommend it, actually. Because life's misery, all right? One Sisyphean feat after another. You're pushing up rocks the rest of your life. Successes are just breaks in mistakes. Okay, in your life. Okay. So basically, the mom's like asking him. I repeat back what I heard as a question to make sure that she's deciphering correctly, and he confirms. And then like it starts bawling, like bursts into tears.
Yeah.
And the mom, like, her heart's broken, and she fucked up and had to hold him and tell him that if he didn't want to die, he didn't have to. And then she told him that she's gonna live forever with him too.
Wow.
Which is a little, how do you feel about that? Mainly the last part.
Oh, about how she dealt with it?
Yes.
I feel like she doesn't like to take problems head on. You know, as evidenced by her noise-canceling headphones to
right,
drown out
yes,
her children's pleas for
Being
attention.
Yeah. She's a bad mom. That's the issue here. The kid fucked up by having a bad mom, basically. Yeah. The mom
and then,
shouldn't even ask for. Yeah.
Yeah, and then her mom was a little selfish too by dying.
Yep.
When she didn't have to.
Can't do that.
Yeah.
Can't do
her
that.
Mom didn't. By her logic, her mom did not have to die.
Chose to die.
But chose to die to drown out her own daughter's pleas for help.
Her bad momming. Yeah.
I'm sensing a lot of trauma.
This is like Hereditary, the movie.
Yeah, dude. Oh, I love that movie.
It's such a good movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just now your kid's going to be possessed by a demon and we'll probably live forever, actually. That's actually kind of nice.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess it would be difficult to explain death to a child.
Kid,
yeah. My brother learned death from Fortnite.
Is that for real?
His concept of death is you do die, but if you find these blue
splash
jugs, then you won't die.
You won't die. Yeah, you gotta just chug that shit. Mm-hmm. Or like the barrels where you hit with a hammer and it explodes all over you. It splooshes all over you.
Yeah,
then you get that. Well, that's actually just shield.
Right.
You need the health kits.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Or the spray. Mm-hmm. I play Fortnite a little bit.
Yeah.
I could tell. Does he know that like when you die, your whole inventory just explodes in front of you?
That's his concept of death.
Yeah. You're like, oh shit, you had a gold gun this whole time? That's sick.
Yeah. I don't. Do you remember like your first experience with death?
That's a good question. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know. I think I just kind of picked up on context clues growing up.
I had experience similar to that kid.
Oh, really?
Was when I was about 5 or 6, my great grandmother died.
Okay.
It was like I'm named after.
Yeah. Whoa.
And I remember being at her funeral, and I didn't understand what death was. I didn't understand why everybody was crying.
Yeah.
And then when they were lowering her body into the ground, I asked loudly, I was like, hey, there are like Ninja Turtles down there, right? And my grandma always brings that up.
Such an endearing.
Yeah. My grandma, who was alive, by the way.
Nice.
Did not die from cancer.
Nice.
So I didn't have to cry after all.
Yeah, thank God.
No reason to be worried.
Yeah. But she does ask you, why didn't you cry when I told you that?
No, she doesn't bring that up. I think that's something maybe that I only noticed. But she does bring
it's
up.
also normal not to just cry immediately. Yeah. Plenty of people don't cry.
If you cry immediately to news like that, you're making it about yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait, so
it's a little performative. But
did your parents tell you that there are no Ninja Turtles down there and it's just hell?
It's just hell.
It's just hell. Your great grandma's going to hell.
I don't remember what the response was to that, but I do know my grandma brings it up all the time.
Yeah.
And
did you start like spiraling when you were a kid? Like, oh, whoa, wait, what are they doing? What is happening? Were you thinking about that?
About death?
Yeah.
I think I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't like this fucking pussy 5-year-old.
Yeah. Oh my God. I bet I can beat this guy in chess.
Yeah. You know what's funny is she says that he stayed quiet for a week and didn't bring it up. He probably brought it up constantly.
But she
just had those canceling headphones. She didn't notice it for a week.
Just went, whatever, son, whatever. Probably, yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't think I had like a crisis of death. Like, what's the point? I did have like existential crises when I was a kid, like in like 2nd grade.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Like, what were you debating about?
I think I remember learning about, Bill Nye has this metaphor about like, not a metaphor, but he talks about like our insignificance basically, and how like if you zoom out about like, or like if there are more stars in the sky than there are like grains of sand on a beach or something like shit like that, where it just make you feel really small.
Is that true?
Something like that, yeah. Some weird, yeah. There's like trillions of stars.
Yeah, it doesn't sound right. Just off of my gut, that doesn't sound true. Sorry, I don't mean to do that.
No, it's just funny. It's just
crisis.
I probably didn't even quote it correctly, so that's all me. That's all me.
Yeah.
All right, that's all me. But it's some shit like that where it's just like, yeah, and also how like the fucking dust from the stars are basically what makes the sand and like all that shit, like how it all is like full circle. I remember learning about that as a kid, being like, what, and just like that blowing my mind and kind of thinking about like my insignificance in the world. Yeah. When I was in like 2nd grade, yeah.
I think I've had experiences like that where I think about, things from a grander scale.
Right.
And it does trip me up.
Yeah.
But I didn't have that same feeling about death. Death felt very like feel like I accepted it.
Yeah, kind of just like whatever.
Oh, and we grew up Catholic.
Oh,
so there is a
heaven
lot
and hell.
of death in
Yes.
that too.
I remember
like,
thinking
afterlife.
about heaven and hell, but I never
Yeah.
like got the concept. I was like, ah, sure, whatever. I kind of like accept it. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, I guess that's what it is.
I mean, so maybe I dealt with death later whenever I decided like there's no afterlife.
Yeah,
you
maybe.
know? Maybe, yeah. I think accepting that there was no afterlife was me accepting that there's no, that I accepted like the realities of death.
Right.
Yeah. I wonder if this kid was like
Fascinating.
religious. Probably not. Huh?
Maybe. Knowing this mom doesn't care about anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like
Has no structure.
because
She's a bad mom.
Because I think to quell a child's fear of death, you tell them like, oh, there's like an afterlife.
Yeah.
But she was just like, oh no, you won't die.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to describe like there's nothing. There's nothing after. And they're like, what is nothing? You know,
Yeah.
like I think kids would probably get like
What is
does that
nothing here?
mean?
Try these noise canceling
Headphones,
headphones.
yeah,
on.
and
Now close
shut
your
the
eyes.
hell up.
That's death.
So you have these thoughts.
And I pray for it every time I look into your face and your father's face.
just die, just die. But yeah, if you have these thoughts, just blast this song. Blast Switchfoot, Meant to Live. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun. Anyway, I feel like I have one more thing to say, but I can't remember what it was. Yeah, I think we completely roasted this family. Hopefully they listen to this, and they don't deserve. Let's see what comments people. I kind of hate Reddit comments, to be honest. So this one's like, "You handle it better than my dad did," and makes it about themselves. Boring. No fuck up. Everyone dies eventually. Yeah, just boring comments. Nothing interesting. Yeah, death is crazy.
I think she's focused on the wrong fuck up.
You think so?
The fuck up wasn't that she taught her child what death was.
Yeah.
Her fuck up is that she hates her child.
Today I fucked up.
Yeah.
This should read. Today I fucked up by telling my son that I loved him. When I really don't.
Yeah.
Have you heard about the Mr. Rogers? This is what I was going to say. Have you ever heard of the Mr. Rogers episode where the fish died?
No.
Okay, this is also. Do you know Mr. Rogers?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So if you don't know, he's like this guy from like the '80s who like had like a children's life lesson program and used like puppets and like miniatures and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But he had a fish tank, and one of the fish died. All right, and then the producer was like, "All right, let's get rid of that fish and let's get a new one. We'll put a new one in, so like we don't have a dead fish on camera, right?" And Mr. Rogers was like, "No, we're keeping that fish in. This is a good moment to teach kids about death."
Wow.
And he eventually was like, "Well, if you guys see here, we had a fish, and now the fish looks like it's sleeping, but it's like not sleeping. It's just its life has ended." Like I think he said it more eloquently, but it was like basically like it's over. I mean, this it's over for this fish, and that's okay. Like that's fine. You know, this happens to everything around us all the time. But also like you should love the moments that you're alive and just enjoying the time, and also like this is gonna happen, and that's okay too. And then like scoop the fish out
and ate it.
and ate it out. Sushi and fucking love sushi. That's what he said. But no, he like scooped it out and like threw it away, or like put it in a bag and like I think presumably tossed it.
Yeah.
Kind of cool. Kind of a cool story, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then he just like went on with the rest of the program.
Yeah.
We never got that growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Never got that. Kind of fucked up.
Yeah. Give a man to fish. You know.
Teach a man to kill a fish.
Kill him.
Teach a man to eat sushi. That's what life's about.
Wow.
What an ep. This is a great
Yeah.
ep. Great first ep, I think.
Every first episode of anything should be about death.
Death.
And finality.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is gonna be so interesting releasing this and like the other episodes we've recorded because it does. This is the format that we're gonna go with, but we don't really hit this format until like episode 8, quote unquote.
I
You know
like
what
this. I
mean?
felt like this went smoothly.
This was
I
great.
felt like this was a good one.
A good intro into what the vibe. All the episodes have a similar vibe. It's not
Uh-huh.
like we're doing anything different, but
Yeah.
yeah, this is definitely the most structured. This
Okay.
is not that interesting, but we're just
So,
discussing this.
okay,
pod.
so what should we leave
That's a good question.
our listeners on?
Thank you for listening. We're bussing. Am I right?
We're bussing.
Welcome to, or thank you for listening.
And
to
we're
Blunder
going to
Bus.
continue to bust.
We're gonna
and we'll
bus.
have plenty of regrets and mistakes to dive into in the future.
We're gonna bust. Keep busting for the rest of our lives, baby. Yeah, successes are just breaks. They're just breaks from the busting, the blunders.
Yeah, that's my message.
That's our message. All right. Well, thanks for listening. Goodbye.